And so, Mandisa, Black Non-Believers of Atlanta, what are you guys doing these days? What's the focus of the organization this month?
Right now, we are getting ready for Atheist Solidarity Day. We have a series of events that will be taking place next weekend. It's an opportunity for some officials out here to get to know who we are. We're also having our monthly general meeting, and our general meetings consist of poetry reading, singing, which is done by myself. I do sing, and
Cool.
Just a general get together for people to discuss the issues that really focus on, our concerns every day, or our issues that focus on us every day. And we are looking to have a press conference down by the Georgia Capitol, which is being put together by our public relations director, to have some of the officials out here speak with us to let them know that we're here and we are just your everyday people. And a lot of our members do like to go out. They like to socialize. So we are trying to get together some nice events that where we have we like to have fun. And so we're definitely focused on that aspect as well.
Right.
But
So
yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask, what has the response been so far?
So far, the responses have been great. We are on Meetup as well, and we do have our website. We've had a lot of people say that they are glad to see us here, that they feel like this is a group that they can really be a part of. They are really, really excited about us. And the responses have been very, very positive, not only from the Black community, but also from other atheist groups as well. We're connecting with American Atheists, Freedom from Religion Foundation.
Fantastic.
There's been a lot of good.
So
good feedback.
if people would like to find Black Non-Believers of Atlanta on the web, where would they look?
Our website is www.blacknonbelievers, hope I pronounced that right, .org. We are also on Meetup at Black Non-Believers of Atlanta.
Great.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mandisa. It's been great talking to you, and we look forward to working with you in the future. And I'll certainly be in contact with you soon.
Okay, great, awesome. Thank you so much for having me again.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Always nice to end on a high note.
Yes.
It's easy for us to go around even in our own community and just poke a stick at the crazy guy.
Yeah.
But when there's a positive alternative, I think we have to highlight it.
Absolutely.
There are real people doing real work on this subject. There's a lot of good stuff going on that doesn't have the nationalism or the bigotry involved.
Or the tinfoil hats.
Exactly.
Right. The tinfoil hats especially, my goodness.
And we have to highlight that. And like I said, we will be working with BNOA in the future. I've had really great conversations with them online. They're fantastic people, and they're not the people running the TV show.
We like to say that again. These are not the people running the TV show.
All right. So we had a couple calls that I dropped because I'm kind of a dork. Benjamin and John, if you're listening and you'd like to call in, you have my sincerest apologies. Please call back in. We'd love to talk to you. In the meantime, we do have some emails, and I'm going to start. There has been a response about this, and we should address our viewers about this one. And this one comes from Jordan, who's from Renton. So hey, local. And he writes, Blackson refused to acknowledge the scientific findings based on his assumption that the scientists involved were white. No attempt to even discuss the specifics of the findings or how the study was done. His base assumption is that white scientists are incapable of doing good science because they are inherently biased against blacks.
I think there's another an inherent assumption that he makes. One of them is that the scientists were white in the first place, that if you get a scientific paper, it just says Dr. Ben Smith.
Yeah.
What do we know about Ben Smith other than the work in the paper? And if you're going to debunk Ben Smith's work, you do it by debunking the work in the paper. It's irrelevant to the color of his skin.
Exactly. That's the way science works. And I just have to say, I agree with Jordan. When I was listening to the episode, because I wasn't on the crew that day, I kind of thought the same thing. I was like, first of all, why does it matter what
Yeah.
color the skin was of the scientists who did particular studies? It doesn't matter. Hopefully it doesn't affect in any way, shape, or form how they use the scientific method and how science is done. Who cares?
Once again, for the sake of honesty and to be, to be real about what's going on in the scientific community, there is and was such a thing as scientific racism. However,
Yes.
it's not racism that's based in science. It's basically racism that misappropriates science.
It's a
Exactly.
racist scientist hijacking the process and polluting it with their own bigotries and biases.
Yeah.
That if there is racism in a scientific paper, you will find it by taking the paper apart, not by looking at a photograph of the author.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That there is good work being done by white scientists, black scientists, Asian
Everybody.
scientists, Indian scientists, all over the world, and their work has to stand on itself.
One of the things that I think that ultimately comes down to is that he's not speaking from a position of knowledge, he's not speaking from a position of skepticism, he's not speaking from a position of evidence. He is speaking from a dogmatic position.
Absolutely
And
right.
Once you bring in dogma, you have nothing more to say. All you're going to say is your dogma from then on.
Yeah, when somebody mentioned that there was a biological basis for homosexuality, he immediately dismissed it. He didn't want to hear anything about it other than, oh, the scientists were white, weren't they?
Yeah.
We don't know that.
Well, and
we don't.
The one thing I'm willing to say about atheism is that if you're doing it dogmatically, you're doing it wrong.